just picked up another 500,000 in private lending.
Boom.
From the country club boys.
Yeah.
You know, and and another benefit of going out there, man, relationships. Like that's going to be a big focus on what we're talking about today. Like just picked up another 500,000 in private lending. Boom. From the country club boys.
Yeah.
And it's just like, they know what I do. I'm out there all the time. And it's just, I'm going to be able to pick up so much money.
Yeah.
To be able to use some cheap money.
That's huge.
To put to work.
Yeah.
Especially in the Burr model, like trying to buy rentals that way and just growing heavily, stoked. Yeah.
So let's dive straight into relationship capital, because that's really the pillar that you built and established your business with, even from the early stages of that.
Yeah.
What spiked you to jump into that, right? And how did you implement the power of relationships to grow your business?
It kind of happened on accident. The most important part of my business, 80% of my deals are JV deals.
That's incredible.
Right. And I think, it had to be, I had maybe done 4 or 5 deals to this point, and I had a brand new wholesaler reach out, and they were like, hey man, would love to take you to lunch, just pick your brain, the typical stuff we get now.
Yeah.
And I jumped on it. I was like, absolutely, I'm happy to help you because you helped me get going, Ben, and it's like, I want to pay that forward. So what ended up happening, I go to, lunch with this guy. I give him everything, man. Don't hold anything back. Tell him about the deals I'm doing, the leads I have, the marketing,
the softwares, the
who
lists.
to talk to. Gave him some buyers, so many people just hold their cards so close that it's hard for them to really propel and, and build those relationships, right?
Yep.
So accidentally, I give this dude everything. Get him so excited about wholesaling that guess what? He goes out, finds a lead. Guess who he calls when he gets the lead? Hey man, I think I got a great lead here, let's work together.
What do you think? Yeah.
Can we split it? Yeah.
Let's do this.
So then I realized, I'm like, what if I did this every day? What if I took a wholesaler to lunch every day? What if I grew my business through simple relationships and developed somewhat of a disposition type company where people are leveraging my knowledge and ability to go out and knock out tons of deals? And what happened after that, I did make it a practice.
Yeah.
Minimum 3 meals a week were spent with other people.
It's brilliant.
Because you got to eat. You're not taking out money hours, those important times. But what I was doing on those was I was forging relationships to, get me to the point where I was doing 5 deals a month. And that's a comfortable place for me. That's where I want to be. Right. But a few people really took it seriously. I've been able to help a few people go full time at this. I was telling you about Lewis and Breon today, right? Like I helped these guys get going. Breon just went full time, and he's still going to be working with me. Like I just make it so easy for new people getting going, and I'm not greedy, man. I'll give them 50-50. And a lot of people are like, you're leaving money on the table. But the important thing about that model is I don't want the deal if it's already under contract, because newbies typically, if they're trying to JV with somebody and shoving it out, it's typically not that good of a deal in the first place if they can't find a buyer up front, right? So the advantage of that, getting in early, reaching out, giving somebody all the advice in the world, is that I get the lead. I don't get the contract. I don't want the contract. I want the lead at baby stage. So then I can nurture that lead. I can dictate the price. I can go get a good deal. I know how to negotiate with the seller, right? And the whole time I'm hand-holding this person that's brand new, helping them out, watching, and then they grow. They get a deal done. Then they come back to me with more leads. So it's like having the abundance mindset and going into these JV relationships and partnerships, dude, has helped me explode, and it's kind of like I have acquisition managers that don't really know that they're kind of somewhat working for me, and they're okay with it. Like I could say that to them, and I think at the moment I probably have 10, 12 people that send me leads.
That's amazing.
And for me, it's zero cost marketing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I get to work those. But yeah, I mean, that's been my biggest relationship boost. And then second one, absolutely hands down, is forming unbelievable relationships with buyers.
Yep.
It turns my business, my average timeline of a deal, I maybe spend 40 minutes on a deal. From contract, from acquisition to dispo to close. Like, so for me, it's developed a business where I get to work 10 hours a week, and it's just me and my company. So many people are like, well, who's your AM? Who's your dispo guy? Who's your transact? It's just me, man. And I love it because being your own boss, getting to keep the majority of a deal. Sure, I do my own marketing as well. I mean, I'm spending $7,000 a month in my own
recently
stuff.
Changed.
Yeah.
Your overhead used to be much lower, right?
It did. Yeah. I was like, last year I spent $600 a month and was knocking out, my goal was to do, 25K a month. And last year, I think we did 270,
Wow.
So I was able to accomplish that on, what is that, $6,800 or 7,200 in market spend.
Yeah.
The ROI is ridiculous, and I'm helping people do their first deals in the process, which, better than anybody, is the greatest feeling of all time.
It's incredible.
But, I think it goes back to, what do you really want from this business? Last year, I wanted to make 25 a month. This year, it's changed as the year's gone on, but I set out to make 45,000 a month. First quarter, knocked out 125. I'm on pace to hit my goal of $500,000.
Yeah.
But now things have changed a little bit, man, because talk about relationships again. Found the buyer in major markets. This week, we're expanding to Atlanta. We're expanding to Jacksonville. We're already in Charlotte. We're going to start branching out and basically chasing this buyer that's essentially paying ARV for houses.
It's incredible. Yeah.
So it's goal wise, I think we can easily get in the seven figures in the next couple months, man. Like, it's about to get fun. This business is fun. Once you get it going,
Yeah.
I just went on a rant, dude.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
I love it. We found the same thing, man. Columbia's market right now, there's deals. I mean, I've had trouble finding great rehabs, right? Because we still keep a couple projects around the clock, but man, there's a lot of saturation in the market.
Yeah.
And it's actually allowed us to pivot, right? To look for more opportunities. We've been doing the virtual thing for pre-COVID. So probably going on 18 months, man.
Keep doing it, man.
It's incredible. But that model, bro, knowing your buyer and then having that relationship, someone that's going to pay upward towards retail, that's next level.
And we talk about like your lead to deal ratio. I think a really good one would be every 15 leads you get, it's a deal. I mean, with this, we're talking about like 1 in 3.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Because as long as there is a portion of equity, 10%, 15%, 20%, we can get a deal done and make big money on it, So it's just wild, man. I'm just so excited. I haven't been able to sleep in like 3 weeks.
Dude, it's amazing.
I'm serious. Like, if you see bags under my eyes, like, I'm sorry. Like, I've been so excited about the concept of this. And, and I had to look inward, like, is this really what I want? And I keep saying that over and over because it's so easy to get lost in your business and overcomplicate everything. Next thing you know, you got a very complicated, high-paying job.
Yep.
Where you're stressing yourself out. You're chasing people around. You're trying to manage employees. And it's just, when this opportunity came up, I had to decide, like, are you ready? Like, you ready to take it up?
You got to talk to your higher self.
It's been kind of easy button lately, because even in Columbia, man, the institutional buyers I have here are just paying more than everybody. And it's such a short,
they're chasing everyone out of the market
process. I know it's sad, but we can talk about that. As a wholesaler, I got to look at what's best for my business.
That's it.
Right. And if I have somebody that's doing one inspection, easy button offers, coming in, paying close to retail, still in Columbia, right? I got to go with that,
Got to.
It's just smart business.
I mean, we utilize the same tools.
Sorry.
You'd be foolish not to. And dude, it really is terrifying. That's a rabbit hole for another day, but
yes, indeed.
Hedge funds are buying up our real estate by the boatload. There's going to come a time where that scale just like tips so much, and talking about owning a house. It's going to be a thing of the past for many middle income families. And now like this buzzword of affordable housing, which really just translates to high-rise apartment buildings to house more people. I mean, that's where the market's going, man. And big government dumps subsidies into that type of model too, dude. So it's like, it's all by design, but
no, it's crazy.
It really is.
I think the thing that I really need to start picking up on is buying more, and I it's kind of, it is my own fault. I feel like I'm waiting for something, man. I don't know what it is. Market to change, people be more open to terms, but at some point, I feel like I've just been pulling cash, just getting ready. I don't know what it is, but the end goal for me is passive income through real estate, like all of us, right? What do you think about that, Ben? I hate to interview you, but I need advice, man.
No, because it's like good. I
need to buy.
I've been running circles on this question for quite some time.
Yeah.
I've gone in different stages. Where your focus goes, energy flows, right? So when you're focused on building the wholesale machine,
yes,
you're smashing out wholesale deals, stacking the cash. When you're focused on rehabs, like last year, bro, my wholesale deal ratio went significantly down because we started flipping tons of houses, which was great, right? But it all kind of evened out at the end. Same thing with building rentals. If that's not your focus and not your game, then it's not going to be a priority in your life, right? And you're going to miss opportunities because you're so laser sharp focused on that one type of deal exit strategy. And I would say, I mean, yes, obviously there's a way that you can structure it all. I mean, I try to get enough cash to buy a rental here and there,
sure,
and just own it flat out, right? But I think there's benefits on both sides, right? But laser sharp focus is the game, right? Because if you take your eyes off of that plow, your eyes off of the prize, the target that you're aiming for, then it's going to bring you off of that journey and distract you from the main thing.
It was like, before we hopped on this, I said to you, what a time to be alive.
Yes.
It's hard for me to take my focus away from what I think is one of the biggest wholesaling opportunities that I've ever seen.
Yeah. And very few people, even advanced wholesalers, have this opportunity. Right.
So I think it's time to chase. I'm worried about the rentals as they come. If I'll continue marketing in Columbia, but as we expand, in the next 45 days, we want to get to 8 markets is the goal, and dealing with one buyer exclusively. And we don't know how long it's going to last, but we're going to run up the score.
I love it.
And just have fun.
Yeah.